Sanbonan. A special thank you to the media who heeded to our call at such short notice. We don't take it lightly. Over the past few weeks, if not months, our province has been experiencing several, albeit sporadic, marches which got many people from different sections of society talking. The stability of the province has been a topic for discussions in the media and other platforms. Doubts were cast and continue to be cast on the capacity of the police in KwaZulu-Natal to execute our constitutional obligation of maintaining order and stability through decisive law enforcement. As we are engaged in several progressive meetings with those responsible for organizing marches, which have been broadly labeled as anti-foreign marches or anti-foreign sentiments, we became aware of a looming strike or a protest or a march of different approach but similar sentiments, which is now believed to be planned by All Truck Drivers South Africa, ATDF SA. No formal communique was sent to the police or any law enforcement agency about the march or protest, but from what we have gathered through our intelligence or public pronouncements by the organizers, the march is against the employment of illegal foreigners in the trucking industry. This is not a new matter, and the province of KwaZulu-Natal has vivid images of the massive disruptions and damage to infrastructure which was caused by protest actions organized by ATDF. Having learned from the ugly sins of the past, the police in the province of KwaZulu-Natal developed a direct communication line with the leadership of ATDF, and they informed the police that they will take their protest action directly to the companies which they suspect of prioritizing foreign nationals over qualified local drivers. We agreed to that because we don't want them to disrupt the whole of South Africa, but rather focus on where the problem is. And we also emphasize the fact that every protest, even this gathering that we're talking about, it has to be done within the ambits of the law. We also agreed that the leadership of ATDF will alert us of such companies that are subject of their concerns, and police will act on that information. We have done so. We agree that we can still do more. There's a lot that we can do to deal with such. From the 1st of January 2026 to date, police in KwaZulu-Natal have arrested 4,722 undocumented foreign nationals during joint operations with different sister departments, including Department of Home Affairs, Department of Labor and Employment, as well as Metropolis, amongst other role players. During the operations, which were targeted at companies that were suspected of employing undocumented foreign nationals, 74 managers of those companies were fined for contravening the labor laws by employing foreign nationals that are undocumented. As police in KwaZulu-Natal, we are concerned that whilst we thought our cooperation with ATDF is in good standing, we're now hearing about the strike that is to take place over the upcoming weekend. We are calling upon the organizers of the planned protest march to table or voice their concerns, and we are prepared to listen and amplify our strategies where required. If there was any mishaps which we are not aware of, such mishaps do not warrant a full-blown strike. Police are well versed with the contents of Section 2 and of Section 12 of the regulations of Gatherings Act, which was repealed by the Constitutional Court in 2018, which rendered it to be unconstitutional. The judgment simply meant that it was no longer a requirement to apply to the authorities if a person wants to protest or to march. However, the judgment never said that people must be violent when exercising their rights to protest or march. The rights of someone who decides to march are not superior to the rights of those who want to go on about their normal, usual business. Police will continue to monitor all marches to safeguard those who are marching as well as those that are not participating in the march. Any march that turns violent through the blockages of the roads, destruction of infrastructure, or any form of public violence calls for decisive action by police. Whilst the march could be of a genuine cause, once it turns violent, it defeats the purpose. Two wrongs do not make a right, and you cannot fight crime by committing crime. To be in South Africa, I want to emphasize this, to be in South Africa without valid and proper documentation is contravention of Immigration Act, and that is a crime. It is for this reason that police conduct ongoing operations that I have mentioned, and we also conduct raids which have led to the arrest that I've already alluded to when we continue doing that. We reiterate our call to all those who are marching against undocumented or foreign nationals to work with us, the police, not to do the work of law enforcement. We have had concerns that some civilians are conducting searches on fellow civilians and demanding identity documents, trying to verify and to check which nationality they belong. By law, only law enforcement officers are empowered to search and demand any form of personal identification from any person, not just any civilian. That is why we urge all to work with us. We are warning all civilians who are taking law to their own hands that doing so might end up being criminality on its own. We also warn all civilians who are taking law onto their own hands that fighting for any cause should not be accompanied by any act of criminality or lawlessness. On the other matter of the looming strike of protest by ATDF, we are calling upon the organizers to seek audience from the National Committee that deals with the issues of ATDF, that maybe they can sit together and take stock of progress on resolutions that were taken back then. As I alluded earlier, we have noted the threats made concerning the blocking of the road on the N2. Our intelligence is working on that. Provincial joints, partnering with business sector and our partners in crime, our community policing forum, we have developed a plan to respond to any eventualities. The aim is always to prevent crime as it is enshrined in the Constitution, in the section that gives us the mandate. But if by any chance the protesters do not heed to our call for cooperation and still continue with violent protests, police are duty bound to enforce laws of this country. As I conclude, let me also assure the residents of KwaZulu-Natal that plans are also underway in planning for the 30th of June 2026, which is banded about another day of blend march. As things stand, police have been given an assurance that the blend marches of the 30th and beyond will be peaceful demonstrations. We have no reason to doubt what the planners have told us. However, as law demands, police will deploy accordingly. Any suspicions of unlawful acts must be reported to the police without any delay so that we may act swiftly as well. To all the residents of KwaZulu-Natal, we say, these are challenging times, we agree. The scenes which we have been experiencing somewhat not pleasing to the eye, and they send shockwaves throughout our system. Police in KwaZulu-Natal are hard at work to maintain stability, peace, and law and order through the dialogue, engagements, and decisive law enforcement with proportional legal force. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.